So moving on to, you pull your machine out of retirement to make masks, hopefully. And what kinds of things should you do to get it up and going again, and how to do it properly? There are things that could potentially happen just from setting in a closet as far as plastics and things deteriorating that you won't have any control over. But of the things you do have control over, let's go over that list. The first thing to do is, let me see if I can find mine. I have this really great brush that came with my serger, because sergers notoriously have lint buildup in them. But you can get a nice fine little brush, or even an acid brush that some electricians and things will have. And you can get into the machine and pull out any dust that got in there from setting in a closet or setting in a basement. And you can get right in there and get in your bobbin case. Don't unscrew anything. Get in your bobbin case and you can get in there with the brush and get all of that out. So that'll get the bulk of it out. The next thing you can do is you can take the attachment on your vacuum, if you have a lightweight vacuum or even your regular Hoover, and just use the small attachment. And you can just gently suck into all of these different holes. You're not going to hurt anything, but it'll get any dust that's settled in there sucked out of it. And the reason I say that is because the next part is you can also use canned air to blow the dust out. But if you do decide to use canned air, you want to do this very lightly. And you never ever do it if you have a computerized machine or a digital machine. The reason is that if you start blowing dust around inside of the machine, the dust can get inside the motherboards and inside the little tiny pieces that I don't know the name of. And once it gets in there, it won't make proper contact. And so then your machine will need to get a proper cleaning to get all that dust out of the contacts and things. But you can lightly use some canned air to just get some of the dust. See how much just flew out? To get some of the dust out of it. But don't be too aggressive with it, and stay away from bearings and parts that move, because you don't want to blast any of the dust directly into the bearings, because that's actually going to be counterproductive to your job. The next thing you can do is you can lightly oil them. You don't want to use a ton of oil, and the reason being is that because you're working with something that has lint, if you're using a lot of oil, it actually will create a paste and it'll get bound up in the different bearings and things. So you don't want to use a heavyweight oil. You want to use a lightweight machine oil. You could probably even get away with WD-40. I'm not so sure that I love WD-40 in a spray can like this, only because I'm afraid it might blast the felt and the dust directly into bearings and things. But you can use a lightweight oil to put down in them. Anything that moves can get oiled. So when you look down in your bobbin case, you see that the feed dogs go up and down. You see that this arm goes up and down. That can all be done. Anything beyond that, it needs to go in professionally to be cleaned.